Good morning, guys. What's up? JK with PornReboot here. I'm leaving the gym right now. I'm leaving the gym late. And I want to share one thing with you today. And that is the 3 most important questions that you should be asking yourself on a daily basis while you're in recovery. And I promise you that if you ask yourself these questions on a daily basis, you're gonna recover quicker than most guys. And this is one of the differences between guys who recover at a very fast rate and those who struggle for years. They actually ask themselves this question. So I ask myself this question every day, and I still ask myself this question for just my day-to-day life. The first question to ask yourself is, what don't I know? Every day you should be asking yourself, what is it that I do not know about recovery or about something in my life? I'll give you an example. So I would say 12 years ago, during my recovery, I understood and I realized that one of the reasons I kept masturbating was my deep need for intimacy. I wanted to be in a relationship. There's nothing wrong with wanting that, but I did not know how to talk to women. I did not know how to communicate my attractiveness to women. I just had no idea. I was doing really stupid stuff. So I realized, I was like, okay, I don't know how to communicate with women. And if I want to have any hope for having some sort of sexual life, I'm going to need to learn how to do that. So I learned how to do it. And specifically, I don't know if you guys know this man called Mark Manson. Mark Manson wrote the book Models, and he wrote the book The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. His website is markmanson.net. But Mark Manson, about 11, 12 years ago, was my first mentor, and he specifically helped me back when he was a dating coach, and he taught me how to bring out the parts of me that were attractive, how to build confidence in myself, and how to communicate with women and overcome my anxiety when it came to talking to women. So that was something I didn't know, and that really helped me in my recovery, because now I knew how to take care of this problem. The second question to ask yourself is, what don't I see? Ask yourself daily, am I blinded to something? Is there something that I'm not truly understanding about this recovery process? I'll give you an example. I was talking to a client yesterday, and he told me, JK, I've noticed that a lot of the guys on YouTube who talk about, controlling masturbation or how to stop fapping, he's like, I realized that I followed them for 2-3 years. He's like, at some point they always shoot a video called why, stop fapping does not work. Like why that doesn't work. And he's like, I started to realize that perhaps it was because these men were relapsing, and maybe they didn't have a system that they were actually teaching guys. What I wasn't seeing is that there aren't many men online who are talking about this problem who have values, who have principles. See, your values can change, but the principles that you have in your life as a man do not change. And if you are not a principled man, there is nothing that you can do in your life that is going to be consistent. It is men with principles who quit porn for the long term. So if you don't have principles and you have wishy-washy values, it's going to be very difficult to quit porn. So that's an example of a client telling me something that he didn't see. So what did this do for him? Because he asked himself the question, what don't I see? He was able to realize that he needed to establish some kind of principle and some sort of values in his life. And I'm actually going to shoot a video on masculinity and the importance of having values and principles in your life as a man. This is something that millennial men in particular are lacking today. The third question to ask yourself every morning is, what assumptions am I making? Ask yourself, what assumptions am I making about my recovery? Perhaps you are assuming that If you stay off pornography and masturbation for 90 days, your brain is going to rewire and you're going to be fine. Because you went on Your Brain on Porn and you read 50 success stories. So you just assume the same thing will happen to you. Maybe you assume your PIED is going to stop if you stay off porn for 3 weeks. Maybe you assume that if you stay off pornography and masturbation for a year, but you still masturbate 5 times a week, you're going to recover. Whatever your assumptions are. Here's another assumption. There's an assumption that when you graduate from college, you're automatically going to get a job and you're going to make money. There's an assumption that when you reach a certain age, you're suddenly going to be in a relationship. Whatever your assumption is about your recovery, and especially about your life, you need to challenge this. Let me use myself as an example. I assumed that when I graduated from college, I would get a job and I would climb the ranks in a company, maybe become a manager or a director, and I would make lots of money. That was an assumption. The reality is, it doesn't happen that way. Life doesn't work out that way. I assumed that I would meet a woman and she would be a gorgeous, beautiful woman that I was highly attracted to, and that I would be in a long-term relationship and just marry her and have kids and live happily ever after. Again, that was an assumption. And these things were not entirely true. So whatever your assumptions are, make sure that you challenge them every day. So again, I'm going to go over the 3 questions you should ask yourself every day in your recovery. The first question is, what don't I know? What are the things I don't know? What are the skills I don't have? And then go after those things. What don't I see? What am I blinded by? What is it that I am seeing from a perspective that may not be the most accurate perspective? The third thing is, what are my assumptions? What are the assumptions I'm making that might be wrong? I should challenge them. And if you just do this as part of your morning routine, I actually have these questions printed out. And today, as I was leaving the gym, it was just a reminder that I need to actually frame it and put it on my wall so that I can do it more consistently. Guys, if you do these things, you're going to make more progress, not just in your recovery, but in your life compared to other guys. So that's it for this morning, guys. If you want to work with me, if you want to speak with me, if you are at a point where you realize that you are not able to do this on your own and you would like to get on a call with me, visit elevatedrecovery.org/apply, put in an application. My assistant will get back to you and we'll get on a call and find out if and how I can help you. I'm JK, your brother in this struggle, and I'll see you on the brighter side of recovery. Have a great day.